Assalamualaikum, heroes of Islam. Welcome back to our journey through the stories of the Ashra Mubashara, the 10 blessed companions who were promised Jannah by our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, all in one gathering. Isn't that amazing? So far, we had an enlightening journey learning about the honesty of Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiallahu an, the justice of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu an, the modesty of Uthman ibn Affan radiallahu an, and the wisdom of Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu an, the kindness of Talha ibn Ubaidullah radiallahu an, the bravery of Zubair ibn al-Awwam radiallahu an, the generosity of Abdurrahman ibn Auf radiallahu an, and the courage of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas radiallahu an. And guess what? Today we are about to discover the story of yet another gem among the Ashra Mubashara, a companion known for his humility, his devotion, and his quiet strength. His name is Saeed ibn Zaid radiallahu an. And trust me, his story is as heart-touching as it is inspiring. So open your hearts to the beautiful story of a companion who lived in truth, served in silence, and earned a place in paradise, all while staying humble. Are you ready? Let's begin. Sa'id radiallahu an's father was Zayd ibn Amir, who lived a monotheist life, which means he never believed in idol worship and waited for the true message by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Before Islam, girls would be buried alive, and Zayd used to rescue them, raise them, and get them married. He used to travel a lot in search of the true message. He had 2 children, a son and a daughter. Once when Zayd was on his way back to Mecca, he made a dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he chooses his son Sa'id to have the companionship of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam later tells us about Zayd ibn Amir being alone on the day of judgment as a nation by himself, having his lofty status in paradise. So Zayd radiallahu anhu's dua was answered regarding his son Sa'id. Saeed ibn Zaid was a tall young man. His outstanding quality was his humility, because of which he did not have any enemies. Saeed and Fatima were married. Al-Khattab was the one who would beat up and humiliate Saeed even before Islam began. And he would make it very difficult for Saeed to appear around the Kaaba and invite people to the belief in one God. Saeed and his wife both accepted Islam together. It's significant to know that the son of Zayd ibn Amir married Fatima, the daughter of Al-Khattab, and they were the earliest converts to Islam. Saeed and Fatima both were from the tribe of Banu Adi, which was known to be a noble tribe of the Quraysh. Saeed was one of the very few who grew up in a house in Mecca that was free from all idols. He grew up watching his father dedicated to speaking the truth, upholding justice, and following the way of Ibrahim alayhi salam. That had a great impact on his upbringing. So as soon as he heard about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam calling to Islam, he immediately accepted it. Abu Bakr radiallahu anh was the first to inform him about Islam. Just like his father, Sa'id also dedicated his life to worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and being a quiet soldier. He loved to worship, and he loved to be an unknown soldier in the battles. He said that even if he had the long lifespan of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam, that there was nothing more beloved to him than going out and striving in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and fighting battles for his sake and being unknown to the people. This is one of the good qualities that we take from the Sahabas. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with them all. Once when Umar radiallahu anh, before accepting Islam, was going to attack the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of the Sahabas told him that he should go and check on his sister because Fatma and her husband Saeed had become Muslims in secret. When Umar radiallahu anh went to their house, they were reciting Surah At-Taha with their teacher. He asked them to show them what they were reading, but they refused. When they got into a fight, Umar radiallahu anh accidentally hit his sister Fatima on her face, which left a mark. Upon seeing that, he calmed down, made wudu, and read some of the ayahs from the Quran. After that, he went to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and accepted Islam. As you all know, because of the intense persecution, the new Muslims had to migrate to Abyssinia. But Sa'id radiallahu anh did not have to migrate as he did not face the persecution because of Umar radiallahu anh's conversion to Islam. Sa'id radiallahu anh and Umar radiallahu anh's families migrated to Medina later. As Islam was spreading, the idol worshippers could not accept it and planned to finish the Muslims once and for all during the Battle of Badr. Sa'id and Talha were sent as scouts to see what the caravan of Abu Sufyan was going to do, and so they were not able to make it back for Badr in time. They both were very hurt for not being able to join in the Battle of Badr alongside the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But since every action is supported by the intention behind it, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam assigned a share of the spoils of Badr to them. But it was not about the spoils of war. It was about them being included among the soldiers of the Battle of Badr, because we know the special ranking and place the soldiers of Badr have. So the Prophet ﷺ rewarded them and included them because there was nothing that would keep them away from being in the companionship of the Prophet ﷺ. Because of Said's knowledge, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ gave him and a few other Sahabas the responsibility to compile the Quran. Not all the Sahabas were given this responsibility. It was an honor for Said to be amongst those whom the Prophet ﷺ entrusted with the revelation. Sa'id radiallahu anh was so humble that whenever he would narrate the hadith where the Prophet ﷺ gave 10 people the glad tidings of paradise, he would only name 9 of them and he would not mention his own name. Out of his humility, he did not want to mention his name. Even though Sa'id radiallahu anh liked to be unknown, his qualities were very well recognized by Umar radiallahu anh. He knew that Sa'id would be a good governor. And that's a wrap-up of today's episode. Wasn't the story of Saeed ibn Zaid radiallahu anh so inspiring? From turning down worldly power to standing firm in truth and justice, Saeed radiallahu anh is a perfect example of the Ashra Mubashara, one of the 10 companions promised paradise by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His life teaches us how to live with humility, courage, and unwavering faith. But guess what? This is just the beginning. In the next episode, we will dive deeper into his life and learn more powerful lessons, like how he stayed true to his faith, how his du'as were accepted by Allah, and how his passing away left a sweet fragrance of Jannah all around him. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Zillnoorain so you don't miss the next part of our Ashra Mubashara Kids series. And tell us in the comments what part of Saeed ibn Zaid's story touched your heart the most. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and always follow the path of the heroes of Islam, like the Ashra Mubashara. Assalamualaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Salah Tracker to keep you on track to success, a perfect gift for you and your loved ones.